I wish I could copy that and paste that. But it says very steep slopes dominant. Floor flatter to the north, then to the south. 3 central mountains. The central mountains are about a quarter meter, 1,200 meters tall. So that's about 3/4 of a mile. Hi Bobby, hi Derek. Welcome aboard. Atmosphere is not perfect. As I was showing Dan earlier, I do have 2 cameras running. This is the view with a 61 millimeter refractor. Same feature. That's the William Optics Z61. And then the close-up view is with the 16-inch. See, that's Copernicus. For an idea of scale, these little craters are UTH. Fourth is the one to the bottom, and the top one is called Fourth A. And they are 7 miles in diameter. Trying to zoom in on those. So the big one at the bottom is 56 miles, and the smaller ones are 7. It's a little. Those are a little bit over a mile in depth. (5,900 feet deep). Are they visible with the small scope? Let's see. I'm gonna have to tweak the focus with the small scope. Let me see if I can tweak focus any. See, I'm zoomed in. It's 200% zoom right there. Let me. Something just flew by the moon. Might have been a bird coming out of the tree. Bird or a bat. Probably a bat. I'm just trying to tweak focus to see if I can get... It's a lot easier with the big scope because I have an electric focuser. With those little dots, something's flying by. I don't know if you saw that, Kasha. See those little black dots every now and then going by? The bats must be feeding. Let's go to the other scope. Come on. And you get a lot better detail with the large scope. Let's see what's... Witches on brooms, Bobby. Dan, no, the William Optics is sitting on top of the Lunt 152, and the Lunt rides parallel to the 16. And I have one of ADM's, what do they call it, Max Guider, Max HD Guider, so you can get the one scope parallel to another scope by tweaking it up and down and left and right using the adjustment knobs on the parallel plate. I think we missed the straight wall by a day or so. Yeah, it's up near the see if I can get to I don't know if I can be able to see it at all because it's past. Oop. Let me switch my north and south. Yeah, the straight wall. Yeah, you can't see it tonight. Yeah, the straight wall would be right up in here, but the shadows aren't right, so you can't see it tonight. A couple of nights ago you would have gotten it. Let's see, where is it? Is it? See, that's Tycho up at top. Let me scroll down. A little bit too much. See, this is the full frame view with the 16-inch scope with that big chip camera. About Langrenus. With the moon being almost full like it is, it's hard to pick out a lot of surface detail. The one at the top, that's Tycho. Let me mark Tycho. Hey, Will. Yeah, we finally got a clearing. It was windy as heck today, though. But that's Tycho. And it is, what's its dimensions? "52 miles. And it is 14,000. 14,500 feet deep. It was really windy earlier. I didn't think I'd be able to do this because of that. Hey, Jeff. Hey, Terry. Oh yeah, the atmosphere is just bouncing. When you go to the other scope, well, there's the same target in the small scope. This scope also has a 7 nanometer H-alpha filter in it, because later on I was going to try to do some deep sky targets. That could be why the image is not as crisp as the one with just the 16-inch scope without filter. Let me do another white balance. Get back in the exposure a little bit. 23 milliseconds. Kosh, are you watching this out in the middle of the lake from the sailboat? Has the lake calmed down? Winds have died down? It's amazing you have a good internet connection out there. As the crow flies, she's about 20 miles from here. Now Josh knows a little bit better about hurricane force winds. I think the winds were supposed to be about 8 to 10 miles an hour tonight. Now maybe out there with nothing to break the wind, it's maybe a little bit worse. So you got Clavius. Take the Dramamine. Clavius, Clavius C. Clavius Y. Clavius J. God, there's a... What happened to Clavius A and B? That didn't make any sense. Let me get the eraser out. So now we have Clavius, is this one right here. The main one. And it is 136 miles round. And inside it you have Clavius J, Clavius N, how you doing, Laza? That's Clavius J and Clavius J and N are right here. Let me type that in while I'm remembering. It's those two little small ones here. And next to them is Clavius C and D. Which are those two right there? The atmosphere wasn't rolling. I guess they figure all of those formed about the same time. I'm not sure, because the one right above it is Rutherford. And it seems like it's inside of Clavius. That one right there. Yeah, it's a waxing moon tonight. I can move this down. See, that's Rutherford there. Clavius C and D and N and J. That's Blancus. I don't know how they came up with this naming structure. Because this little dimple right on the edge of the crater, that's Clavius L. Let me see, part of the problem is if I have the chat open, I can't read the whole chat. So let me... Well, I'm using a program called Virtual Moon Atlas, and it gives you the size and the depth of most of the craters. Like Clavius, they don't give a depth. That's strange. It's 136 miles across, but they don't give a depth. Maybe they have problems measuring them. Hey, Dewey. You back home from your trailer? Yeah, I saw you putting it up for the winter. We're getting ready to go, and hopefully in about 3 weeks to camp for about 2.5 weeks. Yeah, we're zoomed in here on, that's clavius. We're zoomed in at 100, well, let me go to 200. That's 200%, that's clavius. The crater this crater is called Porter. I guess it obviously formed after Clavius. Yeah, Dewey, I have a second scope and a second camera running. So where's Clavius in here? God. Right here. Yeah. This is the William Optics 61 millimeter. And this is the field of view with the 26M Tech in that 61 millimeter scope versus the field of view with the 16-inch. Got it in lunar tracking, but I know the feeling, Dewey. I got my 17.5 that I haven't used in 10 years now. Took it to a video star party in Virginia back in 2011, and that was the last time I took it out. It's just, I got too many scopes and not enough time. Is that Gassendi? Well, I'd be like trying to sell my telekit. It's like I built that thing from a kit. It's like, that's, no, I can't sell it. That crater right on the Terminator right now, that's Gassendi. Gassendi. Let me see, Josh, if they give any information on it. Gassendi. 67 miles across, but they don't give a depth on this one either. Circular formation, steep slopes. And supporting the couple Gassendi A and B to the north. You're just barely seeing Gassendi A. And Gassendi B is right there. Let me see if I increase the exposure slightly. If yeah. Well, if it was square, it might really have a weird effect on tides. Let's see if how much is too much. So that's 50 milliseconds. I'm trying to pull out those craters right on the terminator. And it's got a central peak. Period. They say this crater was formed between 3.92 billion and 3.85 billion years ago. Double Central Mountain, 1,200 meters high. No, I missed that one, Laza. Yeah, the central peak the double central peak in this crater is 1,200 meters high, so that's about 3,800 feet high. The view is not too bad tonight. I don't know if I can tweak focus any. That made it worse. I think we're just playing with atmosphere. Live chat window is cutting on the left side. Not sure, do we? Yeah, because if I drag the browser window smaller, the chat still remains, but it just reduces in size. Well, that's way overexposed. Yeah, I was much shorter exposure before. Yeah, that's... Are you using the latest version of the software? Latest one is September 25th. Oh, okay. That could be it. No, I didn't get it, Laza. What else? Okay, there's Plato and the Apennine Valley. Let's try. See, there's Plato. I want to see if I can It's 100% zoom on Plato. I wonder if I can get any of the small craters on the floor. Might be too much exposure. Let me try 35 milliseconds. With this atmosphere, I think it's going to be rough to try to pick up some of those craterlets on the inside. Trying to tweak focus, but it's just... That's about, yeah, can't get the craterlets. Let's see. Okay, so where were we? We were over here looking at zoom in on Plato and see what else is around Plato. Reduce the exposure a little. Mons Pico. They do have some features on the moon that they have sizes and heights on. That mountain right there, Mons Pico, is 7,300 feet tall. So that's like 1.4 miles. I remember that mission well. I was working for Boeing that summer on the Saturn V first stage. Do they have a length on this Apennine Valley? That would be interesting information. Valley Apennines. Talking about this feature. It's a mountain valley, but and they say here 79 miles long and 7 miles wide. I'm trying to remember where the Apollo astronauts landed in the different spots. Tools. Sinus iridium. Pico. Aristoteles. Well, man, let me shorten the exposure. Good night, Lassie. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've broadcast too. I didn't know if I was going to be able to do it tonight with the weather we've been having. Wonder if I could maybe try. Let's see what else. What is that feature there? Oh, the Sea of Serenity. That's this feature right here. It's 394 miles across. Hi, David. And that crater just on the edge of Posidonius. Posidonius. 3.8 to 3.2 billion years ago. Yeah, welcome aboard. Just doing my part for International Observe the Moon Day. I caught the moon rising behind the trees to my southeast about 6 o'clock, and I've been tracking the moon ever since. Like I showed others before, I actually have 2 cameras and 2 scopes going. This is the little 61 millimeter. And I have a 7 nanometer H alpha filter on it because I may try to do some of the dark, nebulae and Cygnus and all later. Jeff had a couple of good nights with Jupiter a couple of weeks ago. Hi, Mike. Welcome aboard. Let's go back to the big scope. And it's Posidonius. Yeah, Rusty was doing Jupiter, I think it was last night. Yeah, Jeff did an outstanding job watching that live and seeing those white features in the belt below the red spot and the brown ovals in the upper belt. It was just incredible. Posidonius. Let's see where I can type this. Yeah, that was outstanding. Posidonius. That is that feature right on the edge. Of the Sea of Serenity. Serenity, right? Yeah, Sea of Serenity. And it's 58 miles across. Flat floor with numerous little craters. And you got Posidonius B, J, M. P, F. It's like random order. Oh, we're back up, back spec. All those random craters. Looks like the moon moved a little bit. What is that bright little crater over there? Sea of Crises, and just off of the Sea of Crises is Proclus. course. It's a fairly young crater. That bright white one. This one is only 1.1 billion years or younger. Really bright, and you can see the ejecta material from the crater, from the impact. Streaming out from it. Hey, Rusty. I've been using Jeff's process on solar. In fact, I took a couple of little short videos today when I was looking at the sun, trying to get the Nina to see if it supported the 432 cameras, and even though I got the last nightly build, there's something wrong with the SDK, because I couldn't get the 432M or the 432C to work. Have to get with Rock and find out what's needed. I also asked Dale again to let me know what he would need from me. Yeah, you're post-processing. You're using PIP and then cutting down the number of frames and then feeding the PIP video through Registax or AutoStacker. Yeah, that really works well. I'm going to try that tonight with some of the videos that I caught today. There was a lot of prominence activity today on the sun. If I could only spell. How about adding the S to the name? A little bright sun's impact crater. I was in the observatory and I was playing around, but I didn't broadcast. I was trying a whole bunch of different cameras. I was just trying different things to see if I could get it to work. I tried about 5 different cameras with Nina, and everyone worked except the 432s. And that was with the latest daily build. Was that another bat that just flew by the moon? Yep, 163. And because Dale said that they incorporated the latest SDK, the one from, what was it, September, and it did not allow the use of the cameras. The cameras connect, but when you go to produce an image, the image never shows. And then you get an error message, it crashes. So, yeah, there's always one that doesn't work, and then I have to get with Rock. I don't think there's anything different about that camera over all the other ones. I know there was a difference with the 16s, with the sensor in the 16s was different with that micro lens splitting technology for the color, but that one worked. The 16M worked. I got a good image with it today. Let me see if I can maybe I can move on now and go to the planets. Let me call up Jupiter. I don't know how good the skies are. Yeah, Marie was going to be on Facebook Live for some of her friends for the Observe the Moon Day. Okay, where is